Yep, that's precisely what he's doing right now, Bob. And I'm right here on the edge of this wall. And I was told to get behind the front of this car. I believe they shot the guy, Bob.
I think they did too.
Or they wouldn't be so freaked out. The guy in the AMR van is preparing some sort of an injection medication, Bob. There's no way we could interfere from this distance.
No.
I've heard the guy scream in pain and, you know, basically ask for mercy multiple times so far. I'm sure my camera's mic can't pick it up though.
That's him grab a backboard and neck brace.
Okay. Yeah, the medical guy has prepared multiple injectable medications. Bob, hand me your car keys, will you? Just toss them over here. Because I'm staying back behind that patrol car where he told me to.
Oh, they just told me to stand on the sidewalk.
Yeah?
Behind the patrol car. They didn't say which one. So there's one right there.
I was explained to go behind this one here I'm pointing at. And that's where I'm behind the front of it.
Yeah, he said behind that patrol car. He didn't give me an exact distance.
Well, I'm complying with what orders I was given, you know, to the best of my understanding, which is behind the front of this one that my camera's pointing at. What?
That's when you were across the street.
I know. What's your name, officer? Can I have your name, officer? I guess his name is top secret. It's ridiculous. That would explain why they're reacting so reactionary, you know, or why they're being so reactionary. And notice what he said to me was one more peep out of me and I'm going away in handcuffs. Yeah. Don't speak or you'll be arrested.
The guy was towards the front of that garage.
Yeah.
All the way back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're looking on the roof of this house for some reason. Maybe he was up there and they did something to make him come off. Who knows?
Where'd this go?
I don't know. I keep asking them for their names and nobody will give me their name. Aside from the officer that gave me the order to stand behind the front of this car here, that my camera's pointing at.
Yeah.
Which I am way behind. But yeah, that's the only officer that identified his name or identified himself. We have some pedestrians here. going through, and I'm sure they're going to be unmolested. But they won't be screamed at or threatened with arrest because they're not filming. Hey, what's up?
Do you know what happened?
I have no idea.
Oh,
I know the cops arrested somebody and he's still face down on the ground over there in the driveway, and they called medical. That's all I know.
Yeah.
Yep. So those pedestrians have been not talked to, admonished, or bothered at all. They just walk right through here.
Mike, what time is it?
It's 12:27, Bob. So yeah, those guys there, if they're not filming, they can just walk right through. Yeah. I guess there's some law I don't know about, Bob, involving speaking. No peeps for Mike Blue Hair or I'll go away in handcuffs. So I may not speak or be arrested, Bob. Here comes some more pedestrians that are allowed to walk through. Oh yeah, these ladies walked through once before. This is their second pass and they weren't threatened with arrest. But they're not filming, so of course. Hey, and they're allowed to talk to each other too. What? Oh, I was talking to people watching.
That was crazy. About 12 to 10, 12, 15. So you can get permission to trespass.
So I'm not allowed to speak or I'll be arrested, Bob. How's that? So how are they going to order us to be somewhere where we can't even have a sight line when there's no danger to our safety or anything?
I have no idea. How can you walk
Wake him up and tell him to ask him to have us leave? Yeah. Yeah, that's brilliant. All I'm trying to do is film. It's ridiculous. Can't see nothing. So I'd like to make a complaint against the officer who threatened me with arrest for speaking, but he wouldn't give me his name. Yep, I'm filing another online IPR complaint. From this point on, gloves are off every single time I catch one of them breaking the rules. And they're not supposed to discourage people from filming.
No.
And that's in their policy literature about being filmed as a result of a lawsuit from Film the Police Portland.
They're also not supposed to knock on people's door and ask them permission to trespass.
Did you hear him say that?
No, but that's what he did. He told me he asked me about permission from the owner.
Nope, and then he went and knocked on the door.
Yep.
I would not be surprised if he came back here and arrested me. For what, I have no idea. Where's Chris?
I don't know.
I'm letting this camera roll the whole time, no editing, so they can't make some kind of claim that I did something I wasn't instructed to do. And like I said, the only clear order I was given that I can remember is be behind the front of this car here, 31602. And you can tell by the way the sidewalk is marked with that T shape there where I'm standing, because my feet are right here. That's the first time I've ever been threatened with arrest for speaking, Bob. That's interesting.
Since he got the road blocked off.
And you're wearing a high-vis vest? May I have your name, officer? May I have your name, officer? That one doesn't want to identify itself. And now they're moving the cars. Now, you know, he'll move his car probably to block our sight line. Watch this.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, that's just brilliant. Thanks for moving your car into my sight line. I appreciate it. That's exactly what he just did.
Yeah.
Man, they are really trying to hide something. Aren't they, Bob?
Trying to hide something.
It's obvious.
Yeah.
I mean, you notice I asked the officer exactly where he wants me to stand, and I was complying with it when the other one threatened me with arrest for speaking. I mean, I'm trying to do what they're asking.
Right. Well, look at me. I was over here out of the way.
Oh, yeah.
No problems. And then all of a sudden the cop comes up. You got permission to be on the property? No.
And then he knocks on the person's door and wakes him up. Wow. That's ridiculous. And still, try as I may, I can stand up here on top of this thing. This little retaining wall by the fence line here. And I still can't get a sight line on what's going on. Sorry about the blurry camera, folks, but the light bars on top of the cops' cars are playing hell with my autofocus. But I can't see anything at all. This poor man over there screaming in pain, and I cannot provide any police accountability whatsoever because the ridiculous distance they want me to stand. All right, fire's leaving.
And don't forget, not on personal or private property either.
Oh yeah. Oh. Here comes AMR with the guy.
Looks like he's shirtless. I think you're right, Mike. I think they shot him. Oh yeah, please.
Yeah, they probably took his shirt off so they could treat the wound, so it wouldn't get bacteria in it from his clothes.
Yeah, because if he was tasered, they just put his shirt on him.
Yeah, they would have just taken the prongs out and sent him on his way. Notice they turn the light bars on after the guy comes by here to try to obscure our vision. It's ridiculous. Comes a guy coming through here on a little motorized scooter. He wasn't threatened with arrest. That's a privilege reserved only for people that are filming. So if you're watching this on Steam It, this is the kind of BS that I got to deal with to try to document when Portland Police Bureau used force, harassed off of private property, threatened with arrest if I spoke one more peep out of me. Although I asked the officer to give me an exact boundary of where to stand, and I was trying to comply with it, even though I wasn't allowed. I couldn't see anything, you know. And this is a police force that supposedly adheres to transparency, and they have clearly defined rules because of a lawsuit from my police accountability organization that has to do with them taking into the scope and totality of the stop and giving someone a sight line. You know, they're not supposed to act in a way that's to hinder filming, yet obviously they set a boundary so far away that we couldn't see, and woke somebody up in the middle of the night just to get rid of us because we had a sight line from private property, which the officer, the city cop, has no jurisdiction unless the property owner asks us to move. Just all kinds of tyranny. But this is what passes for accountability and community policing in Portland, Oregon. It's the first time I've ever been threatened with arrest for speaking. One more peep out of you and you're going away in handcuffs, end quote. And you're done for the night, end quote. Hey Bob, we might as well leave because we're not going to see nothing else.
Chris is way down on the other end.
Yeah, well, I'm not walking down there to find him.
No, I think that's him.
I think that'd be a really bad idea for me because it'd arrest me.
Yeah, I know. We gotta wait till Chris gets back.
Yeah. But yeah, they totally turned the light bars on to obscure us. He moved his vehicle to try to get in the way of our sight line. I mean, they're obviously just trying to obscure us from being able to film. I'm so filing an IPR complaint tonight before I go to sleep. Yep. And if you're an officer with Portland Police Bureau and you're watching this, gloves are off. Every single time. If I catch you without your name tag, IPR complaint. If you put your hands on me without arresting me, IPR complaint. If I catch you parked in an illegal parking space, Independent Police Review Board complaint. All of you. I'm done. I don't mind if I go to hearings 7 days a week to go to those community hearings every single time. IPR complaint. I should change my name to IPR complaint. I've gone almost 6 years filming you guys, and the other day, well, about 2 weeks ago, was the first time I ever filed a complaint. But I'm done. Here's another pedestrian that's going to be allowed to walk through this area, and they won't be bothered.